It's one of the biggest summers for travel and I just got back from Japan. 5 days, an incredible trip, and I wanted to bring you guys along on exactly what I packed from a tech standpoint. I kept it lean on purpose, no overpacking, no unnecessary gear. Just the things I actually knew I was going to use to create content, stay productive, and honestly just enjoy the trip without feeling weighed down. So whether you're a content creator, a frequent traveler, or someone that just wants to move smarter when they're on the road, this one's for you. These are my Tech Travel Essentials, Japan edition. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, and one of the most exciting things on this list, the brand new 1000X, the collection from Sony. LA to Tokyo is an 11-hour flight, and I was lucky enough to be on a brand trip with Sony, which is actually how I got my hands on these. And look, I already had the XM series, so I already knew what Sony was capable of when it comes down to noise cancellation and comfort. But this takes it to a whole nother level. This is Sony's first ever luxury noise canceling headphones, built with stainless steel, vegan leather, metal accents that are actually hand polished, and it's celebrating the 10th anniversary of the 1000X series. So they went all out. Battery life up to 24 hours with noise canceling on, and on that 11-hour flight, I barely made a dent. I had these things on the entire time. Eating, sleeping, watching, and they never felt heavy or uncomfortable. And when I got to Japan and I learned even more about them at the event, I was even more impressed. Now these are a premium product, and for someone who likes aesthetics, to me, these are beautiful. Beautiful. But if you're a frequent traveler like me, the comfort alone makes so much sense. The sound is incredible and literally a top tier headphone. All right, next up, the DJI Action 6. And listen, this one is fresh. I picked this up recently because I wanted something I could travel with. That wasn't my big camera. Something light, something versatile, but something capable of shooting high quality footage for YouTube, Instagram, and whatever else I need. Now, some of you may have seen my snowboarding trip vlog where I took the Action 5 Pro with me to Mammoth, and let me tell you, that thing performed really well out there. But I returned it and I said, you know what? Let me go out and get the latest and greatest. And I'm glad I did it. Here's what really sold me on the Action 6, the 1-inch sensor. Now for those who don't know what that means, basically allows you to shoot in a square format. Then you can choose in post whether you want to crop it for a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. And everything fits perfect without losing its quality. That's a huge deal when you're creating content across multiple platforms like I do. And when I tell you, I took this to Japan, this little camera went everywhere with me. While everybody else was walking around with their big rigs and full camera setups, I had this thing in hand, clipped on, and just moving around. Light, fast, no stress whatsoever. And the footage on this thing, incredible. Actually, the airport content that you see right here, this was shot on this thing. So you can see for yourself what it's actually capable of. Now I also paired this with a mini tripod. This thing right here was a game changer on the trip. Look at this. Come on, y'all. I can sit it on the desk, use it as a selfie stick, and prop it up anywhere I need it to. Super versatile, compact, fits right in your bag, and of course everything I'm talking about will be in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. Now I did bring my Sony a7 IV with me as well for those more intentional shoots, but when I just wanted to move around freely and capture the moment without thinking about it, this one was the one I reached for. Two different tools, two different purposes, and that's exactly how I like to travel. Bottom line, if you're a content creator or even someone who likes to travel and wants to document it without lugging around a whole bunch of gear, the Action 6 needs to be on your radar. It needs to be. And speaking of intentional shoots, let's talk about my Sony a7 IV. Now I only bought one lens with me on this trip, and that was the Sigma 24-70 2.8. One lens, one camera body, one battery. That's it, and I did that on purpose. You see, when you're traveling and you want to stay lean, the last thing you want to do is swap in between lenses in the middle of Tokyo. So I grabbed the one lens that does everything for me, and the Sigma 24-70 does exactly that. Wide enough to capture the room, tight enough to get all the details that I need. And that 2.8 aperture gives you that crispy, clean image quality that you can see right here in these shots. Now, did I walk around the streets with this? No, that's what the Action 6 was for. But when I was back at the hotel and doing sit-down vlog segments, knocking out product shots, getting intentional with the framing, this is the setup I'm gonna choose to go with every single time. The Sony a7 IV has never let me down. It's my most trusted camera for YouTube, product shots, and honestly for anything where the quality has to be undeniable. One camera, one lens, it handled everything I needed to handle on this trip. Now when I was out creating content, whether it be the Action 6 or the Sony a7 IV, one thing that can make or break your footage is audio. And that's where the DJI Mic Mini 2 came in. These things just dropped late April. Not available in the US. So I actually picked it up at the DJI store in Tokyo as soon as I landed. I already had the original Mic Mini, and when I found out the Mic Mini 2 was out, I went straight there and grabbed it. So what makes this an upgrade? DJI kept what worked. You're still getting the 24-bit audio, 400 meters of range, and that super lightweight 11-gram transmitter that you can clip on and forget about. But also they added some really nice touches. The one that caught my eye immediately, these interchangeable magnet covers. They come with black and white out the box, but there are up to 10 color options available. Now, will I be switching the colors every day? Probably not, but I think it's a really cool option to have, especially as a creator who cares about aesthetics. They also added vocal tone presets, regular, bright, rich, so you can dial in how your voice sounds depending on the environment. Inside, outside, whatever. And a 2-level noise cancellation means you can adapt on the fly. Now the thing I really appreciate about DJI mics in general is how seamless the experience is. I connected these mics to my Action 6 and my a7 IV with 0 headaches. DJI has really just figured out how to make things just work together. And when you're traveling and you're trying to move fast, that matters more than anything. Clean audio, tiny footprint, grabbed it straight from Tokyo. This one's a W. Now with all the camera equipment and audio gear, you need something to edit it all on. And that's where my MacBook Air M4 comes in. 13-inch, and this thing weighs 2.7 pounds. That is nothing. I remember traveling with a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I felt that thing in my bag the entire time. With this, you forget it's even there. Now this is technically my second computer, my on-the-go computer. My main setup is the Mac Mini at home, but when I'm traveling, this is my everyday machine. All my vlogs get edited on this, Lightroom for photo editing, Final Cut for videos, Canva, Photoshop. It handles everything I needed to do without breaking a sweat. And that M4 chip, I know M5 is out now, but the M4 chip, it's still no joke. Apple Silicon has completely changed the game. Comes to performance in machines this light and thin. On an 11-hour flight to Tokyo, I had this thing open the entire time. Editing, organizing some footage, and getting ahead on work. No fan noise, no overheating, no lag, just got it done. If you're a creator or someone who travels a lot and needs a laptop that actually can keep up with your workflow without weighing you down, this is the one. Now here's something people don't think about until they're standing in a foreign country with a dead phone: power. And when you're traveling internationally, you always have to be aware whether the outlets where you're going are compatible with your devices. Now fun fact, Japan actually uses the same plug type as the US. So I was in good hands. But here's the thing, when you got multiple devices, multiple cameras, a laptop, mic, all needing charging at the same time, one outlet is never enough. That's where my Apica 45-watt travel adapter comes in the clutch. This thing has 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB ports, plus a standard plug, all in one compact unit. I could charge my MacBook Air, my Action 6, my iPhone, and my mic simultaneously without hunting for multiple outlets in my room. So whether you're traveling to Japan, Europe, or anywhere, this is one of the items that make your life easier. You don't realize how much you need it until you have it. Small, light, and essential. Now you can't talk about travel tech without talking about a power bank. The Anker 20,000 milliamp hours portable charger is an absolute travel essential. 20,000 milliamp hours means you're not running out of juice whatsoever, period. Whether it's your iPhone, your Action 6, MacBook Air, my Sony a7 IV, everything stays topped off throughout the day. Now, what I really love about this thing is it has a built-in USB-C cable. So you're not scrambling around looking for cords. You got one. It's right there connected to the device. You got 3 ports, 87-watt max fast charging, so you could be charging multiple devices at full speed at the same time. No slow trickle charging, no waiting around. And in Japan, when you have 8 to 10 hour days walking around, you don't have time to go find a plug to charge. You need everything right then and right there. And this thing comes in a clutch every single time. You travel at all, a power bank is a non-negotiable. And this Anker is the one I trust. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get enough credit in travel tech videos: organization. Because here's the thing, you can have all the best gear in the world, but if you're digging through your bag looking for a cord or adapter every time you need something, it slows everything down. And I've learned that the hard way over the years. So I travel with this tech pouch organizer, and it has been a game changer. It opens up into two sides, almost like 4 pages of organized space. One side I got my adapters, my hard drive, my iPhone chargers, and on the other side I got my USB-C adapters, my SD card adapter, extra SD cards, anything smaller that I need quick access to. Everything has its place. Everything's visible, nothing just floating around loose in my bag. And when you're in Japan, moving fast, jumping from location to location, last thing you want to do is stop and dig in your bag. I knew exactly where everything was at all times. If you travel with any type of tech at all, even if it's just a phone or laptop, get yourself an organizer pouch. You'll thank me later. All right, listen, so when you walking around Japan, you gotta have something to carry everything in. This is my COS oversized crossbody quilted bag. And listen, I know what you're thinking, a bag in a tech video? Trust me. Stay with me on this one. I've had this bag for about a year now, and I use it for everything. Beach trips, day trips, traveling abroad. This thing goes everywhere with me. And when I tell you it fits everything, it fits everything. My Accent 6, my tech organizer pouch, my Sony headphones, my MacBook Air. Everything fits in the bag and it still has a lot more room. Now it's impressive. And here's why it really matters in a place like Japan. Again, we had 8 to 10 hour days. When you're in Tokyo, you don't want to go back and drop off things. You want to be out, moving, experiencing everything. So whatever you leave with in the morning, that's what you've got for the day. And this bag made it possible. Everything I need was right there, organized and accessible. I highly recommend this bag whether you're a content creator or not. This one might surprise you, but hear me out. My American Express Platinum card. I've had this card for about 4 to 5 years now. And when it comes to travel, for me, this thing is unmatched. First, airport lounge access. Before I even got on an 11-hour flight to Tokyo, I was in a Centurion lounge at LAX. And if there's no Centurion lounge at the airport, the priority pass gets you into over 1,500 lounges across 140 countries. That alone changes how you experience travel. You're not sitting at the gate stressed. You're chilling, eating food, relaxing, getting some work done before you even board. And then there's the points. You're earning 5x membership reward points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through Amex Travel. Those points add up real fast and you can put them right back into a future trip. And on top of all of that, Peacock, YouTube Premium, and a bunch of other streaming services are covered through the monthly digital entertainment credit. So when I was on that plane for 11 hours, I was watching content that was all taken care of through Amex. Now I know it has an annual fee, but for me, the benefits outweigh it if you're someone who travels a lot. This card is a non-negotiable for my travel setup. And last but not least, my GoYard card wallet. When I travel, I like to stay lean. No bulky wallet, no cash stuffed in my pocket, none of that. Just necessities. 2 bank cards, 2 credit cards, my ID, and that's all I need. And if I'm going to carry something every single day, it needs to look good doing it. This GoYard wallet in a classic colorway is perfection. You can't beat it. Goes with everything, it fits flat in my pocket, and it keeps the whole fit elevated without even trying. That's the whole point. Do I have other wallets? Of course. But when I'm in Tokyo moving around all day, the last thing I want is a bulky wallet weighing me down. This keeps it simple, keeps it clean, and keeps it intentional. And honestly, that's the theme of this entire list. Everything I bought in this trip had a purpose. Nothing was extra, everything worked together. And that's how I like to travel. And that's a wrap. Everything I took with me to Tokyo. Every single item on this list served its purpose, and I wouldn't change a thing about how I packed for this trip. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these items do you already own? Or which one are you looking to pick up? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll make sure to put every single item in the description below so you can check them out. And as always, it's your boy JB signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.